way they competed came down to the very end. I think you've all seen tonight what I've been telling you about the quarterbacks. Um, Sometimes they're doing well, sometimes they're not. I thought Justin McMillan tonight had a good game. I thought he extended plays with his feet. When he was in, he moved the football when him and Clyde were back there. I thought that the offense was moving the football down the field. Just talking to Steve, but there's still some inconsistencies. There's still some misreads. There's still some misthrows, some misprotections. And I told the team tonight, we're going to be a good football team when we execute. And the theme for the summer will be execution. Fumble snaps, people going the wrong way, drop footballs, that stalls drives. But when we did execute, I thought we made big plays. I thought we made some big plays down the field. There was a couple of times we didn't call a sack. That had probably been a sack on the first touchdown, but I was glad to see that Jefferson made some big plays. I thought Stephon Sullivan showed out today. I know some other guys were disappointed. They had some better springs. They didn't show out what they did today. Defensively, I thought we started very strong. Then obviously we tailed off towards the very end. We allowed them to make some plays, but overall I was pleased with our football team, and I was pleased with the preparation by our coaches. There was a lot of energy in here. There was a good finish. It wasn't like we wanted to finish spring ball and get out of there. These guys took this game very serious, and I'm pleased with our football team. Any questions?
The aspect of throwing the ball deep down the field, do you think you're going to do that this year more than in years past?
Yes, we love to do that. And, we started off throwing the short, intermediate routes, but we want to hit them deep, especially when we get one-on-one coverage and we can get great protection. And we got some quarterbacks that can scramble. We got some guys that can extend plays with their feet, and they have strong arms to throw the football down the field. That's what you saw tonight.
Justin being in the program as long as he's been, does that make him a little more calmer than the other two guys?
I think it gives him an advantage. I mean, obviously he's a junior. He won the state championship at his high school. He's been here. He's older. He's playing with more confidence right now than the other quarterbacks, and I think that shows.
Was that indicative of his spring? Was that better than
Yeah, it's about what he's been doing, and all along I've told you that Justin keeps on coming up. The other guys have had better practices. I don't think this was Miles' best practice, and I don't think it was Loel's best practice. But we'd have a practice like this. Justin would be the best player. Then we'd come back the next practice, and one of the other guys would be the best player. So it's been up and down the whole season, but overall I thought Justin had a good night.
Those are the kind of plays you've seen from Jefferson all spring?
Yes, Jefferson can catch the ball. He's smooth. He runs routes well, and he has a great knack of getting yards after the catch. He's a good player.
Do you think you can be competitive with that run game in the SEC, the way Clyde played today?
Yes, I think Clyde shows that right now he's our most explosive back. Obviously, him and Nick are going to share first-team reps, but when Clyde's in there, we move the football, and he can make plays.
Is his size an advantage?
He's hard to tackle because of the way he's built and the leverage. But you guys know Clyde. I know you interview him. He's 5'9", going on 6'4". I mean, the guy has a great attitude about himself. He's tough. I love the way he plays. He brings a spark to offense when he's in the game.
You talked about the defense. Your front, Neil, really, I thought had really good.
Yeah.
Was that too much for them to play without enough rotation, I guess?
Well, let me say this to you. Neil Farrell, the last two practices, has been one of our better defensive linemen. He's graded out well. He's going to be in the rotation. I'm going to have to watch the film, but he showed out today.
Coach Tate Robins had some explosive runs. Can you talk about him?
That's what we've seen all spring, especially when he gets the ball outside. Now, he ran one up in the middle. There's a big hole there. Tay is a very fast running back. He needs to run the ball tougher inside. Tommy's been working that with him, but overall, I thought he had a good night.
Justin Jefferson, that's what you've seen from him all spring at one end?
All spring. That's what we've been seeing. That's what Jerry loves about him. He's a playmaker.
The pass breakups and batted balls and things like that, was that more attributed to defense making plays or maybe some things to clean up on offense?
I think it's a combination. I think standing back there, there's some very low balls that we have to get those balls elevated. I think there were some very good rushes, and the guys are the timing of the release, when to jump. I think those guys are very well versed there. That's something that Pete taught us before he left. So I think it's a combination of both things.
And how much of it is an advantage for Lowell and Justin being able to escape pressure like
Yeah.
Miles, not so much as we saw today.
Yeah, you have to, especially in this league with the rush. Our protection needs to get better. There's a couple of guys, some new guys, they're going to need help in protection. We're going to have to chip. We're going to have to double team some guys. I thought it was a disadvantage sometimes with the outside rushers or the new guys. So we're going to have to be creative in our protection. But it is an advantage. Those guys can extend plays with their feet. You saw it tonight.
When you make this decision on who's going to be your starter, how big of a factor is that?
Big factor, no question. Huge factor.
I know you're without Sadiq right now, but is Caleb on Chase on going to be as solid as he looked today?
Yeah.
Every other play, it seems like.
Yeah. If we'd have called sacks, he'd have probably had about 5 sacks. And the rushing line, he was getting a lot of one-on-one. So he's had a good spring. He was in Arden's shadow, and he has matured. You can see him tonight. He was fired up. And Kelvon's a great young man, but he turned it up game time tonight. I thought he had a good night.
How much stock do you put in today's game?
A lot. Underneath the lights, we saw some guys make a lot of mistakes, jump off sides, bad snaps, fumble snaps, guys going the wrong way. And I'm sure when we watched the film, there'll be some mistakes on defense. But I was watching behind the offense, and I was watching it tonight. There was a lot of mistakes. There was a lot of miscues. And again, that's how you got to perform under pressure. That's what I told our team today. We have to practice under pressure because we can't wait till Miami to see how these guys are going to perform. We need to get a lot better in execution. Yeah. I think he did good. I think Andre's had a good spring. He's not completely healthy off that foot. He's still limping a little bit, but Andre is going to help us next year. He's going to be in the rotation.
Outside of Justin, what other receivers, what did you like about the receivers today?
I like Stephon Sullivan. I thought he went up there and caught the football. Thought he made some big plays. He's a good athlete. I thought D. Anderson made some good plays at the right time. I know Seven didn't play the way we've been seeing him all spring. I know he's disappointed. And we'd like to get the ball to our tight ends more. I think we had a couple on the crossing route, a couple of Nakins. But Moss made some tremendous catches in last scrimmage. He didn't make none tonight. So we're looking to get the ball to our tight ends more and get the ball to our big receivers.
Terrace Marshall, limited looks today, I guess, because of health. What have you seen from the totality?
Yeah, it looked like he was open a couple times. It looked like if the ball was on the money, he'd have made a touchdown. And he showed a tremendous improvement. He's still not healthy. I think that he's going to be a great receiver for us.
Do you have any word on what happened with Grant?
Yeah, it's a shoulder. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's in the shoulder area. And I don't know exactly what it is.
So what is your hope for Miles and Lowell this summer?
Continue to improve. Continue to look at where we make mistakes. Do a lot of 7-on-7 on their own throwing routes. I think the timing needs to get better. We need to spend a lot of time on our snaps, obviously. I thought our shotgun snaps weren't where they're supposed to be, so the center needs to work on them. They need to work on that stuff by themselves. They have to have a big summer on footwork, on reads, studying Miami, studying Auburn, the team that we're going to play first. We need to have a great summer on execution.
You get more time with them now than you have in the past. How beneficial is that?
Very beneficial. We allow walkthroughs in June. We're going to have 2 hours a week when we get back. 2 hours, 1 hour in film room, 1 hour on the field, and then obviously those guys are going to work out. They're here all summer. They'll do 7-on-7 on their own. It's very valuable time.
So would you say you're encouraged by what you saw today?
Very encouraged. I wasn't encouraged the first quarter. I was a little nervous. Now things were going south fast, but they came back and they fought. I thought the second and third quarter was very good, and it's kind of indicative of the spring practices. One seesaw and back and forth. And, the first quarter, the defense won. The second and the third quarter, the offense came alive. So that's kind of how the spring was, which is good.
Is McMillan the guy you wanted to see run that 2-minute drill at the end?
It was the rotation. That's all that was. Steve has the rotation. He handled that with the quarterbacks. I didn't say anything, but he did a good job. But he will make plays. He is a competitor.
Ed, as you know, on any great team, you have one quarterback who leads the team and
Yeah.
rallies and things.
Yeah.
Right now, you're sitting with 3.
Yeah.
You mentioned you'll probably carry it through the fall camp.
Yeah.
How concerning is it that
You don't have that one guy leading maybe like Danny last year.
Man, we love it. We'd all love that. No, I mean, it's just not there. And again, I think the coaching staff, if we'd have had a quarterback that had been dominant all spring and would be the clear leader, we'd name one. But we haven't seen that. Now we have some guys that are coming. You saw it tonight underneath the lights. I mean, Justin played better than other quarterbacks, which is fact. But the quarterback competition is going to stay open. We're going to have to find out who does the best in camp. We're still not putting in all of our offense. And I'm sure Steve and I are going to sit down and talk about this quarterback ought to do this quarterback ought to do this, and he ought to do that. We're going to put it in the summer, and still got a lot of installation left.
Coach can take one more before he's got to run.
Miles was the third quarterback in. Is there anything to read into that, or is that just the way it
No, yeah, just the way it fits. Some days he was the first quarterback in, and Steve has a set rotation every day. It just so happened that's what it was tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.